Scheduled zoning board of appeal meeting. It's typically a meeting that meets every fourth Thursday of the month, besides December and November. It is our custom that we begin our meeting by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. So if I could ask you guys to stand, face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak on public comment for any item, if you would, please see the staff, and there's a public comment form to fill out if you haven't already. Are we good with our notifications? Thank you. Audio, video. Are you guys ready? Thank you. Item number 4, adoption of our agenda. Before we make that adoption, just make notice that item number 6 have been withdrawn. And so when we do make that way we can make notification of that as well.
I move we approve the agenda as modified with the removal of item number 6.
Second.
So the agenda has been properly adopted in second. All in favor? It's been passed. Item number 7. Well, item number 6, no public 7 is no public comment. So item number 8.
Minutes.
Minutes. Are you guys ready for the October 26 minutes?
Yep.
Have you guys had a chance to review it?
Yes.
All right. Guess I want to make a motion to adopt those minutes.
I move to adopt the minutes of October 26th.
Second.
So it's been properly made and second. All in favor of adopting the October 26 minutes. We make notice that Mr. Dennis was not here.
I wasn't here.
Mr.
I was here.
I wasn't.
Oh, I didn't see you put your hand up.
I wasn't here.
Ms. Who's wasn't here, and
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Shimshak wasn't here. So
I thought it would pass, that's why I didn't raise my hand.
we still need it, you know. There you go. So it's been passed with note that Ms. Who's and Mr. Shimshak was not here on the last meeting. Item number 8 is Rhonda Stevens, who's requesting a variance for a front and side street setback.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So this is just a continuation from
Awesome. Okay. Could be.
I think I hit the microphone with my
That
face.
was yours? Okay. Okay, you can continue.
Okay. So
We have-
from the last time that we were here, we had 4 different variations of prospective house placements done. And they all do show a proposed driveway. So I saw Hillary's notes back to you guys where she said that she did not recommend it. And one of the reasons was that there was no driveway placement, but on all 4 of them, it is on there. So they're all on there. I don't know which page, like on the front page, the first page, if you look in the front off of Alljoy Road, it says proposed drive coming in off of Alljoy. It's not bolded like we had asked, but it's there. Second page, it's coming in off of.
But that would be parking on, the right of way.
No, that's on the property. And then on the second page, it's Trout Street is coming in off of Trout Street. Same with the third. And then on the fourth page, it's back in off of Alljoy again.
And I'm open to whatever the board prefers for the driveway. I don't have a preference.
So it shows the proposed structure further back on the property like we had discussed last time, and then modified a little bit to the right and the left. And then again, submitted with the package are other homes that are flanking this property that are larger in square footage, photos of other properties adjacent and a little bit down the street where we had talked about setbacks, and one of them even has their stairs in the sidewalk on the corner of the property. So the proposed structure that we have is actually sitting back further from the road and the property lines than even the house to the left of it.
But there's not room for parking on the property. You're showing like 9 feet of parking, and a typical parking space is 9 by 18.
So on the front page, I have about,
You have 9.32 feet on the property.
I do have 9.32 feet on the property, but the house to the left of me has 4.67 feet of property and they're using that as parking right there. But if we take the house and we put if we put the parking on the right side, then I have 16 feet over there on the right side coming in off of Trout.
But only 10 feet on the property.
Well, then we can move the parking over here where on the corner and bring it in off of Alljoy coming straight up on the side of Trout. I mean, we could move it. House to the left is on a single parcel.
What does this do to the pervious impervious ratio that's required?
Want to go show them that?
The house to the left, and so their driveway comes directly off the road. I mean, that is an option. I just want you, like, to see the neighborhood characteristics. It's not abnormal to have that happen there.
But how much of your lot is covered with building and driveway and stairs?
Well, the porch is built into the structure. It's like, it's part of the house design. It's like prefabricated, so it's not gonna, there's not gonna be any porch finished. And when you say smaller, I'm open to taking 2 feet off the back of the house, 3 feet, like, I'm open to doing that.
I think he's talking 2-story.
I'm sorry, 2-story?
Yeah, smaller footprint is how much of the ground it takes up. So
Oh,
if you went up and doubled your square footage of the house, but the footprint would be half.
ideally, but to go up in that area, I can't afford that. You're looking at another easy 100K to 200K. I would love that though one day.
We're at a total of around 39% lot coverage.
What would the driveway be made out of?
It would just be made out of, right now, we're just proposing like a dirt driveway going in, not concrete, not rock. So it doesn't take away, it doesn't affect the impervious ration.
So your plan is to just leave it dirt?
For right now, yes. I mean, it would be dressed up, but it would fall in line with probably 70% of the homes that are already there that just have grass and dirt entrances in their homes. even with
It's
these
almost
tight
40
setbacks.
It's 42%. I think isn't the allowable 40% for lot coverage?
Where's that house plan at, Rhonda?
So that-
Right here.
So you're right. No, she is 42%.
Is there any more questions for the
150.
applicant? Well, I'm quite sure we'll,
I have one.
okay, go ahead.
This is a modular home, correct?
Correct. If we took 3 feet off the back of the house, it would take it, you are right. I'm sorry, I was calculating the wrong square footage of the house. It would take it down to 40%. And give 3 more feet, either in the front or the back.
We have approval if we take 3 feet off? I don't know how this works,
No,
I'm
you,
trying my best.
you're okay. Tell you what, let us hear from the county, and we'll be back to you guys. If no one else have any questions for the applicant.
Do we get a chance to talk again after the county speaks?
Yes, you will.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This section doesn't appear to have a lot coverage. I don't
Okay.
see it.
It references it, it has a 2, but it doesn't say.
It doesn't have, yeah, and all the other sections has 30% or something like that.
Okay.
So I think this one is just within the setbacks. I tried to move this house around on each one of these things, and I cannot see where they have parking. I don't know where the drain fields are, so to even say, move the parking to Trout Street, we don't know where the drain fields are. We just see a septic tank. This house is just too big for this lot. The lot is 81 feet, the house is 58 feet. And, you know, they keep bringing up what's already out there. We have a code now. I don't know when those houses were built. So to continue what's already out there that may be non-conforming, I just feel that this house is too big. And I can't see where we can put this house on and have the right amount of parking. You can pull your car in and not have it in the road. And I just recommend this approval. So I'll leave it up to the board to decide. I don't see where I could pull this off and recommend approval. I don't see any parking, and you are supposed to have on-street on-lot parking. You don't park on-street. So
So
I
if-
don't feel like continuing the nonconformity that's out there.
So if they were to take 3 feet off, say the
If they were
rear
to
or the
take
front,
3 feet off and maybe pull the house
to the
back
back, yeah.
to the rear and at least get, I don't know if they would still be even able to get, 18 feet in the front. I don't think they will be, because it's only 9 now. So 3 feet is not gonna do it. So, I even thought about pulling the house up to meet the one next door, and then parking in the back, pulling off Trout, but there's still not enough room, because we don't know where the drain fields are. So there's not enough room back there to pull at least one car in. I tried.
So that's 14 from the rear.
Do the other homes all have off-street parking? Or is that just the problem there?
I don't know. I haven't been out there. When you look on Google Earth, you see the pad, their driveway, but everybody's gonna have a driveway onto the road. So are they parking there? Maybe, I don't know. And like I said, maybe they've been doing it for years. Or maybe they lost land when they took the right-of-way for All Joy. And they're ended up with 4 feet from the road right-of-way. I don't have the history.
Any more questions for the county? Thank you, Ms. Hillary. I'm quite sure the applicant would like to come back and have something to say before we make a decision. Which direction is your drain field from your septic?
So we did have the drain field inspected, so the septic, the drain field right now is going towards the rear of the property about 30, they said about 30 to 40 feet,
So that's what, 2-3 lines maybe?
correct?
Is there any other questions for the applicant?
So we're obviously amenable to make some changes and turn, take a few feet off of the house. However, like we said before, if you look at the map right here, this is an old community in the Alljoy area, and these are one of the last remaining lots. And 2 of these lots were combined just to make one house placement suitable. So this is an old community, kind of like the Mossy Oaks area, where you've gone in and out and you've changed the zoning and you've changed the design requirements and the setbacks. And it's almost impossible to fit anything affordable on this particular lot right here. I just honestly think that, a few feet here and there might make it better if, for the county, if they want to approve that, but there are some houses, and you have photos of those houses that literally have their stairs from their second floor in the sidewalk, and we're not asking to be anywhere near anything like that. Or, yes, people are parking they are parking their cars, and I wouldn't call it the right-of-way area, but the one house to the left is literally, and you see it on the survey, the surveyors did it, less than 5 feet from the property line. Their structure, not their driveway, their structure. This house is pushed further back from that.
But they're also 20 feet from their side property line, so there's plenty of room there.
They're what?
But we're discussing y'all's house, not the neighbors.
And you said this is the smallest footprint that you,
That we've been able to come up with so far. We have to go back, make some major revisions, but we all know the cost of construction these days is more than doubled in the past couple of years.
You ready for a
okay,
motion?
so.
But, Yeah, I mean-
Did it need 2-story options, same square footage?
yeah, it was about $100,000 more,
It
Yes,
is?
ma'am.
Go start from scratch, okay.
unfortunately. And we're not asking to do anything different than what's already existing in this community right now. And the seller of the property had a letter, like we talked about last time, from Beaufort County. Granted, it's pretty old, but there's no expiration date on this letter, only to be told after the fact that this letter is only good for 2 years. It was written by Arthur Cummings. But there's no note on here that says this letter is only good for 2 years, but it basically states that when the property was demolished on there, that one could be built back.
On the same footprint, I believe is what he said.
But now we're combining two lots and you're not honoring the same
Doesn't
footprint.
matter.
Of course it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because that letter doesn't count for the second lot. It counts for the lot that.
But even on the first lot, you said
And that house
it,
was only 750 square feet.
but even on the first lot,
The 750 square feet, go on.
even on the first lot, you said that it doesn't matter because the setbacks don't matter anymore because it's changed and this letter expired 2 years after it was
Okay,
written.
That letter expired. Where's the plat that goes with that letter?
But there's no expiration date on the
Where's
letter.
the plat that goes with that letter? There has to be something to show what the setbacks were.
Well, I'm sure we could find one. I'm just saying that everything has changed and there's nothing that, you can't build in there right now anything like what's already existing because the zoning requirements don't allow for it. Everything has changed. So no matter what she does in there, if she's to completely conform, it will look completely out of place.
Right, it'll just look like a skinny trailer, like, I mean, 30 feet is not wide at all for a home. You'd have to just get a single wide, and who wants to throw a single wide in Alljoy? There's already too many. Right there, like on the main strip, you don't want that.
Okay. Is there any more questions? Now, one or two things we can do. We can move on this. I don't know if you guys want to go back and come up with any other options, or we can move forward on this, what's before us tonight, because, you know, if we move forward, then you have to wait before you come back before us. Not saying I know what the outcome is going to be. So it's up to you guys. So we can continue with this and move forward, or you can, you know, withdraw and try to come up with something else.
What are you suggesting?
I don't,
Because we did everything you suggested the last time.
well, I guess
Yeah.
based on what's before us, it's like, there are a number of things that, obviously, parking is one of the main issues.
Which we gave 4 solutions. It cost me $400 in addition to the $6,000 in surveys to produce what you guys asked for last time. I paid $400 out of pocket to give you multiple options so we wouldn't be standing here with that.
Okay, well, I
And they
guess,
don't work.
and I don't want to hold your time up. That's why I asked the question that I asked, you know.
This is my home, sir, I all the time.
Okay. And I'm saying as far as if we move forward tonight on this.
So as this stands, there is no place to put a car off site.
You could elevate the house 8 feet and park underneath it. I don't know what the cost is for that.
That will require a lot and surveys and determine if it's even possible because it's in Alljoy and the ground's not as stable as other areas
Oh.
and neighborhoods.
Okay. All right, well, you just tell me, do you want us to continue to move forward on this, or what would you like to do right now?
So like Hillary was just saying, she thought about pulling this house, forward to meet the other one, so that would be another 5 feet? 4.5 feet forward? Which would then leave 18, 19 feet in the rear? Is that enough for parking?
Is it 18 for parking in this?
I'm saying in the back, hold on.
Right, this is,
But are you going over your septic field then? Or your-
no, that's to the side, front.
Hmm?
You said that separate, that drain field is 40 feet, you said?
30.
30?
Is there public sewer to tie into right there?
That would go into the driveway.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's public sewer available for tie-in over here.
Well, with that being said, your drain field would be into your driveway, I don't know if you can pull your septic tank forward to what's that, Alljoy? To the, no, up front.
Like redirect the drain field?
If it's possible.
So if it's possible to redirect the drain field and pull the house forward 5 feet and park in the rear, would you consider approval?
I think it's too big.
What would it have to go down to?
I mean, it would have to, I mean, you're asking for variances on all sides except for the
If
rear.
they took off, if they took off 3 feet and then moved forward 5, to the 5, is that? And redirect the drain field, remove the septic.
Can I bring this up to you guys? I have a little,
And that would be 22 feet in the rear if that was done.
if they leave the drain field there, the best way is to pull the house back maybe to 5 feet. That might give them 19 in the
You can
front.
go see.
I don't know.
Do you mind if I watch today's suggested item?
Yeah, that's
Really
fine.
done anything yet. So if we pick this up and move it back 5 feet, because right now it's at 10.
Mhm.
So if we move, let's scale on this baby.
1 to 10. Oh,
10?
Yeah, 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
1 to 10?
Mhm.
Okay. So, y'all gonna have to.
That's about 8 feet.
Move it back to the 5 feet mark. And then we'll pick up. Right now, that's what, 11,
14.
14?
No.
13 and a half.
13? So-
No, the front is, well, which one is that? This
Because
is-
when the step is only 9, but if we move the house where.
Yeah. Which one are you on, the second one?
I mean, you could pull out, have the driveway coming off of Trout going parallel with Alljoy.
That would be fun.
So we move it to 5 feet. So say that. Let's see that. That would give us.
Even if you left it here 10 feet from the back, you have
Would give us
13.
19
But if you pulled in this way,
from, that's too close to the intersection.
this is,
Joy, coming off of Trout.
Trout.
Yeah.
Joy, you don't wanna turn, even though it looks like you come all the way up. So, and they can leave the driveway here, maybe move it over some. and-
where's that, which one?
No, sorry. So we'll give them 5 in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and then that would give them 19 feet there. Move the driveway over a little, and they can put it in. How wide is this porch? Because it needs to be 8 feet wide.
It's part of the house, but I haven't captured on it.
Porch
It's engaged.
It's part of it.
It's underneath the roof.
No,
Yeah, it won't stick out on the bottom.
so, maybe, but you have to give them the variance back here. To 5 feet.
5 feet rear.
And then, what version are we looking at? Here,
The
where's
I just took the last one and put it in So move it back, and then you have 19 feet in all doors. This adjustment.
That's one with the step coming up front or the side? The way
I
you
guess they can keep the steps on the front, just move the driveway over. So instead of the steps being 9 feet, the steps would be maybe 15 feet from the property.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just gonna modulate over there.
Okay.
That's too much.
All right. So, Miss Rhonda, did you hear what was said?
Yes, sir, but if someone could write that down so I can make sure we follow the directions. I think-
Well, yeah,
Hillary will make sure
they,
you
they
do.
will
Okay.
have everything for you. So so you would only need you would have a need a 5-foot setback from the rear. We moved everything back. That way you park in the front.
That works for me.
Okay. So the only,
Works better because there's not a
You
back
still
door.
have to do the front, the 19, whatever, it's 25, so.
Six.
okay. All right. So you said you're good, you're okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Move, okay. All right. Thank you. Board members?
That just move it 6 feet from
From
the,
6 feet, is that what you said?
5 feet from the rear. You,
Okay,
and your parking would be,
in the back.
I think she said parallel with the house, or parallel with
No,
All
the-
Joy?
No, it'd come off of all doors.
Oh.
So you would
Yeah.
come off of All Joy, yes, right. That way you have enough parking in the front.
In the front.
do we have to shorten the house?
No,
So you just move it up to 5 feet, you said?
move it to the rear,
Yeah.
So 5-foot setback off the rear.
correct.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I'm nervous.
That's why you have Jamie.
Parking off of All Joy. Parking off of All Joy in the front.
All right.
So it's a 6-foot variance? No, from the front.
On
And
the front,
5 foot
yeah,
on,
Variance for the rear.
correct.
and we have side variances too, don't we?
I was gonna modulate those.
Okay.
Oh, the street side, you have to do the trout side, a variance for the trout side, which is 15 feet, and I think they're at 10.
5 feet.
It shows 15.91.
Yeah, this
They're at
shows
10
15.
on the side.
Yeah, so rear.
On the corner. It's 10.94.
Oh, because of the
Oh,
stairs.
looking at that side.
And in the back.
Yeah, we're not putting stairs on the side.
Okay.
So you coming out toward the front. with
Wait,
the
which one was
stairs.
it? I'm sorry, Jane.
It really
There's so many
doesn't matter.
variations. If the parking's in the front, the stairs could be in the front then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could leave the switch.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Board members, can I get a motion?
You got a motion, vote.
What we getting ready to?
Any questions from the audience?
Yeah, we getting ready to. Is there any, oh, you guys up there, okay, we can go ahead and be seated. Is there any public comment for item number 8? We close public comment. With that being said, with the discussion that we've just had with the county, can I get someone to make a motion with those changes?
I move that we accept their application with the changes just discussed.
And those changes?
Are the setbacks, to move the house back, get a variation on the back, 10 feet.
See,
Um,
can you speak in the microphone?
Oh, sorry.
Can't hear you.
That we give a variation 10 feet in the back. What was it?
It's 5 feet.
5 foot.
5 feet in the back.
rear.
And
6 feet in the front. and
6
5
feet in the front and 5 feet on the side, the street side.
Okay, so there is a motion on the floor for the 5 feet rear setback, 6 front, and what was on the
5
side?
feet
5
off
feet
of
off of
Trout.
Trout, off of the side. Can I get someone to second that
I'll
motion?
second it.
So, it's a motion on the floor to approve with those conditions and properly made and second. All in favor? So, it passed. So you can get with the county afterwards and go ahead and build your structure. 10, 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 1 opposed. That's Ms. Jean. Okay, item number 10. What's that, Eder Hall and Jasperlin is requesting a special use for lodging. You can go ahead.
Introduce myself?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, good evening. I'm Jasper Linkeo. My husband, Eder Hong, he couldn't be here today, so I'm here representing both of us. We are the owners of 332 Fripp Point Road, that property, and we are here seeking your approval of our short-term rental special use permit application.
I had a question.
Sure.
What are you gonna do about trash?
We do have our trash permit, and we've talked to our cleaners, and they've agreed to take it out for us
Okay.
per every cleaning.
Obviously, you're not under any covenants, sir.
No, sir.
Is this your first time? Are you just in here for a business license?
No, this is my first time
Okay.
here. Mhm.
All right. Quite sure you have satisfied everything in the packet. Any other questions for the applicant?
I just have one. I believe you say that when you're not personally occupying the property, give an estimate of how much of the year that's the case where you're not there.
Not occupying. So I think we've decided we want to try to target around 20% being here and 80% not. So when we're not here, we wanted to try to offset the cost by renting it out. Yeah, that was the plan.
I have a question.
Sure.
This is a two-bedroom house, and I think typically the rule of thumb is 2 people per bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I see you say number of guests is 6.
Right, up to 6. Right, we're expecting about 4 to 6. We do have a fold-out sofa, queen sofa bed in our living room, so it can sleep up to, and 2 other beds, so it can sleep up to 6.
Any other questions for the applicant? Thank you.
Thank you.
Would the county like to?
Staff could not find any covenants and restrictions, so staff recommended approval.
We did the house, and I know there's no covenants on it.
Thank you. We do have public comments for item number 10.
That's good.
Ms. Diane? You can come forward.
We didn't do it for them, we did it for the previous owners. I would have recused myself.
That you can vote.
Good evening.
Hello.
All righty. My name is Diane. My husband's name is Robert. Abbreviated last name is Kozak. The reason why I'm here, I got an email from Sally Etherton. Hi, Sally. In reference to 332 Fripp Point Road. Now, I just want to share with you that my husband and I are very proud and excited owners of a lot which is 349 Fripp Point Road. So my questions are, facts don't care about feeling. So I just want to present with you some facts, which are,
Excuse me, before you go any further, I would just like to
oh,
let you
question,
know-
yeah, the question, I have a question,
No,
yeah.
you have up to 3 minutes.
Oh, up to 3 minutes, okay.
Yes.
I'll do it fast. Okay, let's see, all right, the fact is, there are 2,833 houses for sale now. St. Helena Island has 252 homes for sale. Median listing price is $635,000 with a very impressive $392 per square foot. Now, it's a statement and also a question. I mean, we have experienced low country is slow country. So we're finally at the point where we're moving forward with the construction of our forever home, not house, home. All righty, so my question is, there are rental properties. Oh,
Yes,
there are
speak
rental
into the mic.
properties. For example, let's say Hilton Head, there's 42. Hilton Head Island, 43. How many rental properties are on St. Helena Island? 2, just 2. So my question to the owners is this a for rent by owner? Is this a Airbnb? What I'm trying to say is, of all places in this gorgeous, beautiful East End, South Carolina, of which my husband and I and family are going to make a home for the rest of our lives, why do you want to be here and get why do you want to be here and ask for a variance? I mean, did you not know when you purchased the property that you would have to obtain a variance and get approval to have it be a rental unit 80% of the time? And where our property is, we're almost to we are on the west side, therefore I can see 332 Fripp Point driveway from the comings and goings. The community that we're in is a amazing, quiet, kind of sleepy little piece of paradise. So please ask the owners, what are you doing? What are you doing trying to put a rental property in like this beautiful sleepy area?
Thank you.
It's
ma'am.
wrong. And we don't want the traffic. I mean, and, well, what? Just please, these are some questions that we have, my husband and I and family, because again, this is our forever home, not house, home. And we're very excited. I'd like to thank everyone here in Beaufort, because it's been it is a beautiful place in America.
Thank you. Ms. Catherine?
Mr. Chairman, my name's Catherine Canavan. My husband Michael and I purchased our home at 369 Fripp Point Road in 2005, and we became permanent full-time residents in 2011. We looked at quite a number of properties before we settled on the house we have, and one of the reasons we picked the small community of Fripp Point is that there were no short-term rentals, and our covenant does not allow them. This piece of property is literally right next door to the entrance to our community. It's not a gated community, but there are 2 gate posts there. And having a short-term rental that close in our community, we believe would change the character of the community and not for the better. My husband and I are both members, obviously, of the Homeowners Association, and I would like to pass whatever extra time I have to Dr. Sally Atherton, who's the president of our Homeowners Association. We, as a group, object to the possibility of having a short-term rental right next door, literally, to our property. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Yes, please, Ms. Sally.
Good evening, Mr. Mack and members of the zoning board. We appreciate your listening to us. My name is Sally Atherton. I'm the president of the Homeowners Association of the Fripp Point Homeowners. We're a small group of about 20 lots at the end of Fripp Point Road, which is a dead-end road that comes off of 21 right there at the fire station. We have about 10 houses, and 2 or 3 folks, as we just heard, are getting ready to build in our neighborhood. A couple things about 332, it immediately abuts our neighborhood. It has no water access, and it has no dock. The folks in our neighborhood, all with a couple of exceptions, have water access and docks, and we can see perhaps short-term rentals thinking, since it's in proximity, perhaps thinking that they would have access to the dock, especially for the property that immediately abuts 332. They have a dock and water access, and there's no fence. There's nothing there. I mean, the members, I've polled our association, our HOA, and we're concerned about several things related to the short-term rentals. Is noise. We're way down at the end of the road, and we're about a third of a mile from where you turn off either to Coffin Bluff or to Village Creek. And there's generally, I mean, many times you can be walking on the road and there's no traffic down there. I could, walk on the road for an hour and there's not a car that would be down in our neighborhood. It's also, of course, a dead-end street, so there's a cul-de-sac. Most of the people that you see that come down there who are not owners are individuals who are lost, which certainly happens. We're concerned, like I said, about the potential use or illegal use, if you will, of our shared docks if somebody thinks they had access to them. And of course, that could create a liability for those that are the owners within our association. We pretty much know who everybody is, so the fact is of having rentals and not knowing who is there, it does raise some concerns for individuals, as you can imagine. Most of us, or all of us, moved there. Literally, my husband and I have lived there now for 10 years. We're interested in peace and quiet, and certainly the idea of having a business being operated on the road is something that is not appealing to any of us and has the potential, of course, of lowering property values. Many of us, 3 or 4 of us at least, also communicated with Ms. Austin about our concerns about this short-term rental. And I thank you for your attention.
Now, you said this property butts up to
Our Fripp Point Homeowners Association.
Okay.
It's the first property if you were coming out of our association. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a map of it. If you're coming out of our association, it would be the first property to the left, and it immediately abuts the last property to the left of it, which is in our association.
You can see the gate.
You can see it.
Oh, yeah.
The previous speaker said that you had covenants against short-term rentals,
Yes, we do.
but that doesn't apply to this property.
No, it would not, because this is outside of our covenants.
Yeah, it's in the packet.
We don't allow short-term rentals, nor do we allow businesses in our neighborhood.
Yeah, it's in your packet in the back.
The concern is this is immediately adjacent to it. And it's not like it's separated. I mean, there's several lots as you go down Fripp Point Road that are undeveloped. There's some very large 2 or 3 acre properties that have nothing on them. But this is the house that's immediately outside of our neighborhood.
Okay. And we do understand your concerns, and I appreciate you coming out here expressing your concerns as well. We do take those concerns into consideration as well.
Well, we thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for public comment for this item? So we close public comments. Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from the applicant.
Do we need to hear from the county?
The county did speak.
Oh, the county's one? I must have dozed off.
Mr. Chair, I do have a few more questions.
For the applicant?
Yes. What kind of plans do you have in place if there is rowdy people there causing trouble? Who's
Yeah.
gonna be responsible?
Sure, yeah, and I do appreciate everybody's comments and concerns. They were very much our own concerns as well. This is not just an investment property for us. This is our second home. We love it. It's just our only one rental property that we own. And we would love to come retire here one day too. So we very much want our property, our house, the surrounding neighborhood to be well respected and taken care of. So we do have we have house rules that we specifically plan to state that only up to 6 guests maximum are allowed on the property at any time during the rental period. We don't allow extra guests there. So, to address any concerns about large parties and noises, excessive noise and parties, that is in our rules as well. No pets, things like that. We're just trying to mitigate some of those risks of just causing a ruckus in the community. We also, we're on the rental platforms like Airbnb, or we plan to be, we're not on there right now, but they allow us to actually screen and vet guests as well. So we are only planning on taking in guests that have a proven rental history that's very positive, with positive reviews. At this time, we're not taking any first-time renters, just to bring the risk down. If there are any issues, we plan to address it, immediately, whether it's through the authorities or asking them to leave. We also are fully prepared to not invite guests back if they do, break any or disrespect any of our house
I understand
rules.
that.
Mhm.
Do you have an on-site point of contact that the neighbors could call if there's issues?
Sure. We have neighbors on both sides that know about this, that we've spoken to, that actually we've been on the phone before this meeting, saying that, letting them know that they can always come and text and call us if there's any issues that arise that they
So you have no
experience.
local property manager?
At this point, we haven't chosen one, no, but we have been in contact with property managers as well.
Or are you going to hire a property manager?
Yes, we are looking into them, but we haven't yet chosen one. We're going through this process first.
My only other concern is the 6 people.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a pretty small house.
Yeah, I think the limit should be 4 on something like that.
For the most part, I think we expect the 4, just if they see 2 bedrooms, there will probably be 4. We put it to 6. So the septic, the inspector, he came out and said we were approved for between 4 to 6 people. I think for the most part, if people see this listing, that pull-out couch will probably be used for small children and things like that. But 4 to 6 was kind of what
Well,
we're
4
proposing.
4 might invite less trouble than 6.
That's true. Yeah.
Are you willing
we'll
to
take
go to
that.
4?
Yeah, we'll take that into consideration.
You're taking into consideration, or are you gonna just advertise as 4?
So, is this kind of what you're asking us to do then, is to just cap it at 4, or? I think, is it okay to say between 4 to 6 on our list, or can sleep up to 6? I
No,
guess
because you're still inviting 6, and the potential exists here.
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
Right.
You could have 6 individuals driving in with 6 different vehicles.
Yeah, but I think the chances of that is very unlikely, that 6 people would want to share
If
3 beds, but
if you ever been to a Marine Corps reunion where 6 Marines get together, trust me, you're gonna see that.
yeah, I understand.
And that potential does exist here in Beaufort.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, if that's something that does concern you and you're asking us to do, then we can do that.
Well, and I think he's saying that because that'll minimize, you have obviously
Right.
neighbors that have valid concerns.
Mhm.
So the least amount, the less problems we could have.
Right, yeah, I understand that.
All right. Is there any more questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We've heard from the applicant, the county, and public comment. Would anyone like to place a motion on the floor?
I move that we approve it, but only for 4 guests.
So it's a motion on the floor to approve the special use with the limit of 4 guests.
Second.
It's been properly made and second. All in favor? So it is passed. Item number 12, Frank and Daphne Wooten.
Is Lisa speaking? Go ahead.
This is,
Hi, I'm Daphne Wooten, and my husband and I, Frankie, are here for the short-term rental. Our property is 15 Miller West Drive, and we're planning to try and rent it 50/50. We're in Camden, so we're not very far away, and we are planning to use this as our retirement place also. We've only doing it for 4 people. It's a small house. We have quite a bit of parking, but we only want 4 bed. We've got a king-size bed and 2 twins. Any question? I mean, what else you need to know? Hopefully, everything's in the packet.
Are you using a property manager?
Frankie's brother lives here in town,
Okay.
so he's gonna oversee it and keep an eye on it. We'll probably go through Airbnb, that we will use the rental platforms to put it out there.
I'm assuming there's no covenants.
Not that we could find. I don't think Hillary found any either.
Miller Drive.
All right, any other questions for the applicant? Thank you.
All right.
Do you need to come up, Ms. Hillary?
No, staff recommends approval. Couldn't find any covenants and restrictions.
Thank you. Any public comments? No public comments for item number 12. We close public comment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've reviewed it.
I move we approve the special use permit as submitted.
So motion on the floor to approve.
Second.
And seconded. All in favor of approval? You've been approved. Okay, moving right along. Siobhan Brown.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Siobhan Brown. I'm here with my husband. We're seeking a special use permit to use our home as a short-term rental when our family's not using it. We'll probably be about a third here and 2/3 away. Limit 4, because it's a small home as well, so. Oh, we also have a letter from some of our neighbors. It's not the first short-term rental in the neighborhood, so we have some signatures supporting our short-term rental as well.
So there are active short-term rentals
Yes.
within your area.
Right.
Is there any questions for the applicant?
Again, who's gonna manage the property?
We have a local contact. We'll manage it, but we have someone in the area in case there of an emergency.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. We'll hear from the county.
County has no recommendation. This is one that you guys voted that the covenants and restrictions allow commercial uses.
Yes.
So I leave it up to you guys.
Thank you, Ms. Hillary. Well, we do have,
Yeah, still opposed.
we do have public comment. Ms. Carol Miller.
Hi. And I've heard the other hearings in reference to this in my neighborhood. I've lived out there for now, my son's 27, so 26 years in my home out there on Sea Pines Drive. This home is just only 2 houses away. throughout the period of rentals in my area, which we have no restrictions on our side, east of Jeanette, there is no restrictions that condemn, that do not allow short-term rentals. Unlike in the Coffin Point area subdivision. And I know last few times you've heard from Coffin Point area, and you probably also receive letters from them saying you shouldn't approve. However, in our area, which is probably about a mile from the Coffin Point area, I've had no problems in our area with rentals. Most of the families, people who rent on our street, since it's a rural street, they're not partiers. There's no problems. And I've enjoyed, in fact, I enjoy seeing new people. So I like to meet the new kids because it's the kind of beach that you're not going to end up with the Myrtle Beach people because it's a title. So what you're going to have is people with little kids, and I love little kids. Waiting for grandchildren. But anyway, I have no objection to it, and I just wanted to voice that and to remind you that I was the one who brought the piece of paper for my other neighbor and had the petition signed that you've been given. But I support them. I went back to work, so I didn't get as many signatures.
Thank you, Ms. Cap.
So, yes. And that's about it, and I have no objections to it, and I don't think any of my neighbors have any objections except for one.
Thank
And I
you.
object to her rooster.
They're roosters.
Anyone else for public comment for item 14? So we close public comments. Well, based on what's presented before us,
I move we grant the special use.
Second.
it's probably made, and I think he seconded. It's probably made and second. All in favor of granting the special use permit? Sit down. So it's been approved. All right. Item number 16. Angel?
Good evening, ladies, good evening, gentlemen. My name is Angel Rivera, and I'm here to request a special use of a permit for a short-term rental for my property that is located in 2209 3rd Street.
That's in Polk Village.
I'm sorry?
That's in Polk Village, right?
Yes.
It's by Chick-fil-A. I'm not too familiar with the area.
Okay,
It's just like 4 minutes away from here.
Yeah, that's Polk Village.
yeah.
So I'm assuming, again, there's no covenants or restrictions in that area, huh?
Not that I know, sir.
So is your regular residence in Richmond?
I live in Northern Virginia.
So do you have a property manager?
Yes, we will have a property manager that will act as a co-host, and so in case any problem comes up, they will be the ones assisting them or ourselves.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
County?
We recommend approval.
All right.
You're calling him miss. It wasn't her.
You better be careful.
Is there any public comment? No public comment? We
No
close?
public here.
Well, I just have to say it anyhow.
Just can I ask one more question?
Yes, sir.
Angel, may I ask you, I think you got down here in Virginia, that you're from Virginia, right?
Yes.
And then you said North Carolina.
No, I didn't say, I say Northern Virginia.
Northern Virginia, gotcha.
Like closer to
Forgive me.
DC, Quantico area.
Forgive me.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. What's the pleasure of the board?
I move that we approve the variances submitted.
There?
Special use, sorry, whatever it is, special use.
Special use, so it's a motion on the floor to approve the special use.
Second.
Properly made and second, all in favor? It's been passed. Mr. Rivera. We can get with the county after this. Is there any old business? New business? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Properly made, second, all in favor? Aye.
Who's second?
That's me.